Welcome to Hoops and Headspace, the podcast for mental health and sports intersect. I'm your host, Jada Rich.
I'm your co-host, Tay.
And today we have another special guest with us. Welcome back home, my guy. And we're going to give him a moment to introduce himself, talk his talk, and let y'all know who he is, what he does, where he's from, all that.
Before you get started. Hold on.
Oh, man.
Before you get started. My big cousin.
Definitely.
My big cousin.
Most definitely.
Tormented me as a kid, but it's okay. Made me tougher. But I'm very special about this one because this is my big cousin, someone I look up to. You love your boy.
No doubt.
Go ahead.
No
Go
doubt.
ahead. Introduce yourself.
What's up, man? I'm Tony Black. First off, I want to say this is an honor to be on this podcast with you guys, man. You know, once I got the call from Tay, I'm like, hey, most definitely, I can do that. Like I said, keep doing what you're doing, man. I love it. The content, it's A1. But like I said, I'm Tony. Born and raised here in Ripley, Mississippi, man. You know, this is where I'm from. I no longer live here, but it's still home and I'll always be home. Coached a few years at Ripley. Moved on, man. And so that's pretty much it. I'm going to let y'all get on with the question and we can go from there, man.
Bet.
Glad to be home.
Full of street legend. Full of street legend.
Full of made.
Let them know where you coaching now and what you're doing, you know.
Currently right now, man, I'm at the Colony High School. This will be my fourth school, you know, opposed to leaving. Over there coaching defensive backs. Sitting in the Dallas Metroplex area. I was at Hebron High School the year before. And at Gaia, of course, my first year moving out there, man. And what moved me there was opportunity at University of North Texas as a assistant strength and conditioning coach. You know, that didn't work out, of course. It wasn't, you know, it's all good. It's all in God's timing. And that led me to Gaia in Denton, Gaia High School. And so that was fun. Had the opportunity to kind of be around some guys and some coaches and kids. And it was a whole different perspective, you know, opposed to coming from Mississippi to Texas. First time ever. So it was an eye-opener, man, learning. It was challenges, learning moments, of course. But like I said, it was an opportunity to grow. So I took it and ran with it. And so, yeah.
And so today we're going to be talking about mental stability in football. And, you know, we tend to, and that's not just in football, sports in general, though, but definitely in football.
Right.
We tend to focus on that ideology of toughness, and we highlight grit and aggression sometimes, you know what I mean? But at the same time, there's still a mental and emotional side to these human beings, to these young men. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to get a little deeper into that today.
First off, the mental aspect of things, you know, me coming from here, athletes tend to kind of get into that thing to where all their life from K through whatever grade they finish playing ball at, it's like, hey, you good, you this, you that. Like, man, you fast, you can do this, you can do that. They hear that all their lives. And so when it's taken away from them, identity, like, now they have to go to work. And it's kind of hard to go from hearing that, like, you that guy, year after year after year, to hearing, like, hey, man, why you took too long on your break? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on here? And just trying to find that identity, man, I went through it. You know what I'm saying? I went through that time to where, like, I'm trying to find out who I really was, because all my life I heard, like, hey, Tony, you good in ball. Hey, Tony, you this. Hey, Tony, you that. So me having to go into that season, it was definitely trying. They can, like, you know, luckily I come from a praying family, you know. I was born and raised in the church. So I had people praying for me, but everybody don't have that same luxury, man. They don't have that time to where they can kind of just sit there and have somebody actually praying for them. So when they go through that moment of trying to really find themselves, it can be challenging. It can form a mental issue to where they don't really know how to handle it. And how to cope with it. So that can definitely, it's definitely a game changer if you don't know which direction to go. You don't have anybody praying for you. It takes a strong person, you know what I'm saying? Really strong person.
And we're about giving flowers, and we want to give you flowers on the fact that even, you know, of course with your support system, but you were able to branch out and do the stuff you're doing, because we have discussed in the past, you know, that it's hard for us small town people sometimes to take that leap of faith and branch out and do the things you've done, and you were able to mentally, you know, wear through that and do what you're doing. So
and stood tall.
Yeah, so
you know
flowers
stood
for
tall
that.
about it.
Thank you.
So
So
starting off, what made you fall in love with coaching, and do you specifically love defensive backs, or is that just where you are now?
Man, I just love coaching and just in general. You know what I'm saying? DBs was something that defensive backs is something though, like that's my area, that's
Right.
where I played. So I just love the whole aspect of playing, like the whole defensive back area. You got to have like a different type of swagger to play that position, of course. Like, you got the humble guys, you got the ones that like me, man. I'm going to talk. Regardless of what's going on in the situation, I'm going to talk.
He gonna talk regardless.
But just coaching in general, man, it's crazy. I was in a part of the time of my life, like I said, dealing with identity. And I used to, man, I'm from Ripley, of course, so I bleed the black and gold. I come back and once I graduated.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Once I graduated, I always came back and I just always saw the guys under me, see how they played. And so I came back one day doing the practice, and of course, one of the coaches like, "Hey man, what you doing now?" Of course, you hear that question, man, like, what am I doing now? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what am I really doing? And he said, "Why don't you come there and help us sometime?" What? Like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So I came down, started helping. I started subbing in the school, and I noticed that a gift is something that comes easy to you. And I won't say easy, but it's just like you love when you do it. It's natural. And so once I came down and just kind of giving my perspective on kids and, not only on the field, but off the field, how to go handle a situation, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, oh man, I love this. Like I can do this all day. And when you find something that's like, it doesn't seem like a job, like it's more of, it's for you. And that's when I knew like coaching was something I can kind of fall into, something I can kind of, make it a career. And like I said, it's challenging at times, it is challenging. But like you said, you have to love it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I love everything about it. I love what comes with it. I love dealing with the athletes. Like, every athlete is not the same. You know what I'm saying? And as a coach, you have to be versatile. You have to be able to,
Tony,
coach a different situation. Get a
Yeah.
kid.
I feel like you was that first person that how we was raised, that be tough, mental aspect, all that. You were that first person to kind of like bridge that gap from the old school to like where we at now.
What's your
like,
phrase to change his lens?
change them lenses,
Yeah.
You that link that hold us together. So to me, you were one of the first ones to do
Man,
that.
I appreciate it, man. That took I don't even know, man, but a lot of times I knew you all were looking at me. So I kind of had to hold that weight. And it wasn't more so, but the weight, it wasn't a weight to just kind of brought me down, but it was a weight of as if like, hey, I got to make this happen.
Yeah.
It has to do, I have to say the right thing.
Yeah.
I have to make the right decision, not only for like y'all, but just like, my sister, just everybody younger than me, man. Like, of course we had LJ.
Yeah,
You know what
LJ
I'm
too.
saying? But he, I built off for him too. It was the same thing.
And so let's go back then. Let's
Okay.
kind of go back to them high school years. So you were a multi-sport athlete, correct?
Right. I
So
can say that, yeah.
yeah. So what else did you do?
Like I said, I played ball, I ran track, and I was on we was a state champion my sophomore year. Ran track, man. I played basketball my sophomore year. The crazy story about basketball is like, I was really never like a shooter like that. But you just know, hey, TB gonna give you some good defense, man. And so I didn't play my freshman year in basketball because one of my coaches, he pretty much told me, hey, man, you can sit there and work out for football. I see you playing ball somewhere, this and that. We all hear it.
Yeah.
And so my sophomore year ago, I try out, and I'm on the team and everything. And man, like, I'm used to playing. Like, I have to be on the court. I have to be on the field. So I was coming off the bench, man, as 6 man. Like, I'm not coming off no bench. So that wasn't set with me. But you gotta look and see who the guys I had in front of me too, though, man. Like, I had some dogs in front of me.
Yeah.
And me just coming out playing basketball and it's all something just go play.
Name a few that was on that team.
Man, AC Vance, man. AC Vance was one of them. Of course, everybody know AC. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Cuz still got the record.
Yeah.
Or did Dwayne break it? Or do AC still got it?
Ooh,
it's close.
I don't know, but either way it goes.
Check, it need to be
checked.
checked.
Yeah. AC name is well.
That was a team.
Right here.
That was a team.
You know what I'm saying? Rashawn Williamson, you know what I'm saying? He was a tough one. And then, looking at me, I was a freshman when Quinn, sharpshooter, you got Doc. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at me trying to come in and play with these guys, but these guys, they ball like that. You know what I'm saying? Even people sleep on Tyon Rutherford. Like Tyon Rutherford was a dog. He was a sleeper, man.
They had a roster.
You see what I'm saying?
That was a next team that was close to winning after Derek.
So you got me trying to come in and luckily I had an opportunity to kind of play with those guys, which was fun, but just like the competition level
Yeah.
where I was at with things and where they was at, two different things. But
Yeah.
it, like I said, I took it for what it was and just took that L.
Yeah.
And went on back down the hill and played. But I ran track, man. Like I
Yeah.
said, I penny back on that. I ran track. And the crazy thing is, it was I did the 200 and I did the 4x1 and 4x2.
Mhm.
And people don't even know this, but on our relay team, I was the slowest one. And I ran a 4.48, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I was the slowest one, so that tell you where we was at with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You had Michael Poole. Everybody
yeah.
know Poole
Yeah.
was fast.
Yeah.
Anthony Story, Raymond Atkins. Like,
Yeah, and then y'all had some competition then.
Yeah.
Boonville had some stiff competition for
Boonville.
y'all. They relay team was tough then.
And so you go to Clarksdale and Velma Jackson, you got
Mhm.
runners all day. So we won state that year, man, that was an opportunity to be on that team.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, that was pretty much my high school career, though, man. Like for us, like it was football all 4 years, basketball 1 year, and did track for 2 years, man, and that was it.
And so, with the grind though, because I know we kind of share this in common. Track was kind of just something we did, but it's some lessons and stuff that it instills. All sports instill something. So with winning that state track championship, how did that like kind of help shape your mindset as far as an athlete and as far as coaching?
Winning that one, man, was track. Track is a different beast, only for the sake of like you don't have no one to rely on. It's just you in that lane, and so to put it in like a perspective and give you an illustration, it's like you running that lane. It's like a life journey, man. You go now, Jada, if you run track, you go outside of that lane, what happens?
Oh, well, let's just clarify. I would watch my teammates run, but you definitely disqualified. Now, I do know that.
Yeah. Disqualified, man. And so not only does that hurt you, that hurts the team at all. Just in a life perspective things, man, when you run in that lane, you just think about that moment. Like, hey, this is, of course I ran a sprint, but it's really a journey. I mean, it's really like a distance run. It's all about how you're going to run it. Make sure you stay in your lane. Make sure you stay focused, locked in until you get to the finish line. And we all know, like, once you meet that finish line, what we have next? That's another one you want to go to. And so I took that as in, winning that and building from that, man. Did I ever think I would win a state championship ring? No, I didn't, honestly. I ran track because one of the coaches asked me, yeah, I can do that. And I went with it, man, and getting the ring out of it.
Yeah.
So.
Because the thing that I do like about track, and like I said, there's other sports like track that do this, but I enjoy that it's individualized, while at the same time it still has a team concept. Because when, like you said, when you get in that lane, you got to race the people with you. But with track, if you slow and you're running, or if you weak and you can't throw, or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying, or you don't have good technique or whatever, it's gonna stick out. If you don't work on yourself, it's going to show it, and it's not going. The team won't get blamed for that because it's other heats. You know what I'm saying? I got my own heat where he can be weak in his heat, and I'm gonna be strong in mine. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And now after high school and stuff, you said you got the opportunity. You coached in Ripley. Then after that, you got opportunities in Texas. So, what do you think is some of the difference between the cultures of Mississippi football and Texas football?
Man, this is something like I harp about a lot, just kind of being in Texas. And it took me a while to kind of just let go of home and like more so coaching in Texas, because I had guys that they took in Texas, they take the opportunity that they have for granted. You know what I'm saying? Like I had kids tell me like they have a offer from UNT, which is a D1 Division I school. Oh, I'm not going there. I ain't going to D1. I'm not going to UNT, because they were looking for like A&M, Baylor, et cetera, et cetera. Whereas like the kids here, man, any Division I offer, they jump on it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's an opportunity, and that, man, honestly, to answer your question, it's crazy because, dude, we got some dogs here, and they starting to see it. The kids have a bigger stage in Texas. I'm gonna tell you where we're behind that as a state. We're behind as like really giving the kids like other resources and opportunities to kind of show what they can do. And it's getting there, it's getting to that point where we kind of evolve, and we just a little behind on it. But for us, an athlete, man, I'll take any kid I coach back in Ripley any day and take them to school in Texas, and I guarantee you they'll flourish, man. They'll flourish. And that's no shade towards Texas at all, because they got dogs too. You know what I'm saying? They got some guys that can ball too.
Yeah.
But like, man, I coached a safety back in Ripley, man. He was 6'3", you know what I'm saying, 190. And I just knew if he would have been at the school I was at in Texas, like, amount of offers he had just because off his size, you know what I'm saying, and how he did. If I'd have took that kid and moved him, took him with me, he would have took advantage of that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's be honest. We carry a chip on our shoulder here in Mississippi.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
We carry a serious chip because, you know, we finished last in everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's all negative.
Yeah.
So we carry that chip on our shoulder. So me taking that kid and moving him out here to Dallas with me, man, I knew he would take advantage just because I knew the kid personally. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew that he was that type of kid, like whatever moment he had, he going to take full advantage of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's not all kids in Texas. That's not all of them. Keep in mind, I want to make sure that's clear. That's not all of them. But, man, when you playing in a $100 million stadium.
I mean, it's just, you're going to statistically, there are going to be some people that take that for granted.
They take it for granted, man, because that's what all they know in their whole life.
Yeah.
Like, they knew, like, this is how it's going to be. They're going to lay it out. Whereas, you know, we're here, man.
We work for everything we got.
We eat McDonald's for pregame.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? And, you know,
that's
you
regular.
You get a church to get you in, man, if you win it.
You know,
if
you win it. Yeah,
if you win it, everything good.
Yeah, you know, and I can see that. Yeah, I can see that because we know how to grind, and we raise on fight.
I mean, like, just to elaborate.
All my life.
Wait, how Mississippi is? We grew up playing on dirt.
Dirt.
Yeah.
Remember Uncle,
that's all sports.
Uncle Willie B?
Yeah.
The dirt sessions, man. Hooping.
Playing football in New Ibex North Side, and I tackled this one guy, man, and he hit a RV trailer. So we in the back with a whole bunch of mechanic cars back there trying to play football, tackle football, and I knocked this kid into a trailer.
Yeah.
Just like little stuff like that, man.
Yeah, we're going to keep playing.
I got some bumps and bruises playing with him, LJ, Ren. Ain't Joyce Yard, she got this big tree that just sit in the middle of and it's one of them old trees that got roots and stuff. Like, we grew up playing like that. So, yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah.
And so now, I've asked this question to a football coach before, but I'm going to ask you too because everybody has their own perspective. From your experience, does football help or hurt mental stability?
Yeah, it's a good one. Man, it depends on, I'm going to say it helps.
Okay.
But also, it can hurt.
Okay.
It depends on not only the kid, but the coach. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? Making sure the coach is, dotting all his I's and crossing all his T's with their kid. I'm going to kind of go back and say, like, it helps because it shows accountability. It holds accountability, man. It holds a certain thing. Like, coach going to tell you got some coaches that be like, hey, man, this needs to be here. This needs to be, put your pass this way, pans that way, et cetera, et cetera. Like, just small things. And you'll notice, like, a lot of that will carry on into, like, real life situations. You know what I'm saying? Taking care of the small things first. Now, on the hurting aspect of things, you can't have that coach that's just, continue letting this one athlete continue to just get by. You know what I'm saying? Always allow him to get by. And so mentally, he thinks like he's just doing everything the right way. And so when real life hits him, he's not able to readjust because he's all his life, he's been letting this coach has been letting him get by over and over and over again. So he just think like, hey, once football is done, it's going to be the same situation. But not like that's not the case. That's not the case. And so that's when I go back to saying mentally that can hurt him because he can get in a point in his life where he just kind of trying to channel of what's going on, but he's been so used to letting everything slide and get by and like, okay, you good, to now it's where like he's an adult now. He has to clock in. He has responsibilities. And so he doesn't really know how to handle that mentally. So then it just brings on something else.
Okay, and then let me ask you this, and maybe it's just the woman in me, because this is another, and which this ain't part of your questions, but this is kind of a back end to the first one. When I watch football, like all I see is just a lot of aggression and a lot of, even when I'll be watching the YDFA league, which is the youth football league we got here, like it's a lot of testosterone out here. It's a lot of aggression. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that kind of makes me question, like, what does that do to the mental stability? Is that good for the mental stability?
Me, I think it is personally,
Okay.
maybe not a lot of the head button, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of teams and a lot of organizations are getting to the point to where they kind of trying to prevent from that happening.
Mhm.
But okay, say, man, if you have anger issues, you need something to channel that. That's
Mhm.
the sport to do it. If you a talker and like for an example of me, like I'm not gonna put it in my example of me every time I say something, but
Mhm.
I just knew like not when things got bad, but I was always that talker, like, okay, to pick myself up if I made a mistake. Okay, I'm gonna talk. Okay, we're gonna go. I'm gonna talk. You good, T? Or I'm talking to this next guy. Like, you gonna hear me on the field, especially the position that I did play. Like, I want to talk. And to answer your question, it's good because you can kind of let go of a lot of things you hold in.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got young boys play this game, and they always told not to fight. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You hear that? You can't fight in school, what you
Right.
shouldn't. Uh, control your temper,
Right.
et cetera, et cetera. So in that field, man, hey, all that's out the window.
Right.
Like, if I want to hit you, I'm going to hit you.
So that's more my question. Like for the kids that are like that,
Yeah.
because my thing is, I fear that they won't be able to separate the two. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like that them having that moment to be aggressive and it be okay to be violent towards people a little bit and it be okay, and you not be able to stop that and separate that and understand that that's my moment to release, and now that
Right.
that's over, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Uh, that man, that's going to be on the parent and the
Mhm.
coach
Okay.
on how to separate the two.
Okay.
And it's definitely a struggle, man, on how to separate those two. Because, you want to tell a kid to show you got to be tough. You have to be this. You have to be that. But we can't throw a punch. You know what I'm saying? You can't throw a punch. You can't hit after the whistle. So just making sure that they stay in that lane and you know how to separate it, like control your aggression. Like a kid, especially a younger kid, man, they have to be kind of set and kind of just led on how to handle that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
you have to show them a way how to do that.
Mhm.
And like I said, football is not always the answer. You have to make sure you have to make sure you show them, okay, when you feeling like this, man, hey, count to 10.
Mhm.
Walk away for a little bit, talk to yourself, build yourself up. I believe in manifestation.
Mhm.
I believe speaking things out, speaking things clearly to yourself. Like I feel like that helps. It works for me. So dealing with those, man, and making sure you help those kids cope with that and make sure they have that line and know that direction on how to handle it in a certain time. Like that's very important. Aggression, we as coaches, we kind of get away from when to show aggression and when not to. Because you want a kid to be tough, especially you got a younger son. You got to be tough. You got to be tough. You know what I'm saying? We always hear that. But you want to make sure, that's the time and the place on when to be tough. That's the time and the place to walk away from a situation. You know what I'm saying? We just have to know. That's why I feel like, and this can go all day. That's why I feel like men really have to be there, man. Like, yeah, like if you're gonna coach, you're gonna have to really coach. Like it's bigger than just coaching.
Mhm.
It's bigger than you have to. Sometimes, man, I've been in a situation. I had to be a dad. I had to be an older brother. I had to be an uncle. I had to a coach plays different roles, and that's why I said if you're gonna get in this profession, you have to know, you have to be able and be versatile to kind of step into that role when it's needed. So
Tony, you've been in that role for a while though.
yeah,
What you don't know. Like I said, I probably didn't come to you personally, but just watching you because I was always around you.
right.
Like I seen how you handle certain things. Cause I know you.
Yeah, definitely. I know.
You a little off. Yeah, we all are. You know what I'm saying? But I seen you like when I could tell you getting heated, but you know how to maneuver it. And
Man, and that
like Jada be on me, she was like, "You don't really show too much of like temperament." I was like,
Well, it's not that I appreciate your
yeah,
temperament.
you know what I'm saying?
Like,
But
I
like,
appreciate your temperament, but sometimes I'll be like, bro, like,
you too easy going.
yeah, like at some point, something got to ruffle your feathers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Something
Right.
got to ruffle.
But like I watch, like they don't know.
Don't
You know
Tony,
what I'm saying?
something ruffle your feathers, though, man.
It ruffles, but I seen how Tony got, and like I remember Tony saying, "Man, I don't like when people make me feel like that. I don't like when people make me, get outside my body." So I try to, I try to perfect
It's not that I
it.
don't want you to get outside your body. It's just like my thing is with Tay. Like for example, if he's going through something and something do make him want to get outside his body, whatever, he won't tell you. you'll see
You
that
got it.
it, that it
Yeah.
about like, but for example, he just went through something.
Right.
When he called me, I could hear that he went through something just because like his voice is always monotone, but it was like
Right.
a sadder monotone,
Right.
like
Right.
like it was a little deflated. But other than that, like that's it. Like you know what I'm saying? Where are your moments of worry? Where are your moments of this is bothering me? Like you know what I'm saying? To someone,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You can't just monotone it, and then when it comes to dealing with my feelings, monotone it, and then when it comes to something did rough my feathers, monotone it.
Yeah.
It's got to do this somewhere,
Man, it's crazy
you know.
because it's y'all won't even believe this. Like Tay probably won't even believe this, man. But my dad, before he passed, he wasn't really around, but we had conversations, and he always made sure, like, he always told me, not to cry. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to cry. You got to be tough for your sister. You have to be tough. And so I've heard that so much growing up, and so man, and then my mom, kind of, raising the way she raised me. She did the best she could. I was still just like out here, but like I said, she did what she's supposed to do.
Right.
And man, moments that I had where I did kind of want to get active and kind of go there, I knew eyes was on me. You know what I'm saying? I knew eyes were on me. I knew somebody was watching me, and like I didn't never see myself as like a huge role model, but I just knew I had people looking at me. And like hearing Tay say it today, like, people watching me. I just always, and I want to make sure I care. And so that can kind of, when people watching you too, let me tell you, watch this. When people watching you sometime, it's kind of hard to be true to yourself. Man, it took me, man, after ball was taken away, because I went and played JUCO ball for a year and a half before I had my oldest daughter. And so when that was taken away, I really had to find, like I feel like I don't really know where I was going, for it mentally.
Yeah.
I'm out here just doing all kind of stuff. And like I said, it took me to where I really had to find myself. And like I come from a church background, but that's all I heard was church, 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 church. You don't want to hear it no more, man.
Yeah.
Like, and so I've always, and people always tell you what the word of God is, this and that. But like I was learning from myself. Like I don't, what you said,
that's your experience.
That's
and
your experience. That's not mine.
Yeah.
That's not mine. So I'm kind of finding it for myself. So I kind of got deep into that, like how to find myself. And coach is one of those things I jumped in, and mentally, like really, like me really challenging it the right way is when I got married. Cause once I got married, my wife's from California, Fresno. I'm from Mississippi. That's a big change. That's a huge change on how you look at life, how you see life, and everything. So I come in, you know what I'm saying? I may just, I may take it there with my voice. She's so soft spoken. She's so soft. Tony, you shouldn't say stuff like that. Like you can't. Dude, can I just get mad? Can I just go there one time? And so she showed me how to really just kind of channel that, man, and go with that. But it has been times where, like, man, I get in my car and I cry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I cry. Like when my dad passed, that was another big one. Like, I didn't really know the effect he would have had on me if he wasn't. I knew he wasn't here. So the whole time my dad passed, I didn't cry one time until I saw my mom, man, and just, it was like a relief. I just cried into her arms, man. That's the only one who really just know me, like really just know me. Aside my wife and of course my sister. And I've been a hothead. I had my hothead moments where like, I don't know this, man. I used to throwing hands instant, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I know.
we can get active if you want to take it there. But when I had my first child, that changed a lot. That changed a lot. And so that kind of helped me also kind of, fix that area in my life, because I know, like, I got a child to get home to. I got a kid, I got a daughter that needs her dad, et cetera, man. So that's it.
And so to go back, like you said, as coaches, we got to wear a lot of hats. People think it's just X's and O's, and it's not. You're dealing with people. So what are some real mental struggles that you've had players face?
Man, it's crazy. Dealing with, just being too hard on themselves sometimes. Like, because they're not only football, the game of football is pressure itself. When you got pressure coming from your parents, it's a whole different ball game. You can leave football and go home. I mean, you can leave football and the football is down here. But then you got to go to your family. And if you got that one dad that's constantly like this, and this, and that, you know what I'm saying? That can be an issue. That can be an issue. So them having to come back and just, having to fix that area mentally, it's gonna, and I think it's all based on relationship too as a coach. Like I'm a relationship coach. Like I'm gonna talk to the kid that don't get no playing time. I'm gonna talk to the kid that's playing, the starter. I'm gonna talk to him just to I want to get a read on him, and I want to also know how can I coach you? Because every kid cannot be coached the same. You have to be versatile.
Mm-hmm.
How can I coach you? I noticed that, man, dealing with that can be that can be an issue. And I think, man, dude, I've been seeing, I dealt with kids that had like girl problems. And you know what I'm saying? That bothers me too, because I went through that one time and I said, I'm never doing that again. I said, I'm never doing that again. Because especially with doing this season too.
Mm-hmm.
And so they'll bring their emotion, they'll bring their problem down to the field. I'm like, hey man, we gotta separate that.
Yeah.
But I still have to accept
That's
what he's
true.
feeling like at that moment. I have to accept that. I have to. And most coaches don't agree with that, but I'm not most coaches neither, man.
Right.
I'm still learning. Like I'm an open book. If I feel like there's something, like I've never been in a position where I feel like I cannot learn from another coach. Never. Basketball, volleyball, anything.
Yeah.
I've been around several different coaches. Whenever you get to a point to where you feel like you can place and you know it all, you failing, dude. So like I said, to deal with those kids, man, and make sure they're mentally together. Like I ask questions, like I know something off with a kid. I think that's something that God gave me to kind of be able to read.
Yeah, because that was my next question. So you can go ahead and go into that. What are some signs?
Like the sign, like to really read kids, not only kids, but like adults too, and coaches. Mm-hmm. Like I can tell when a coach is like he feeling himself. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna tread lightly with this guy until he grows to know me and my personality. But a kid, man, I can just kind of tell, man. Body language will be one. Isolation. Mm-hmm. One day I can coach him, one day I can't. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like when I got into this thing, I realized like my last year I had this kid, man, he was my corner. And I would chew his butt out, man. I'm talking about word into him. But he was the type of kid like, okay, let's go in.
That's it for him.
That's him. He feel it. But then I had another kid. I tried that with him and he shut down on me.
Yeah.
And so that made me realize, okay, I gotta talk. So I pull him to the side. Okay, that's what I need you to do. Forget that. Forget this. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. Hey, this is on you. So, hey, it's can you do it? Yes, sir. All right, let's do it then.
Yeah. So out of some of those signs, though, what do you think is one that's really overlooked by a lot of coaches and a lot of parents?
One that's overlooked is, okay, what they dealing with on the field and then when they leave the field. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense. Okay, this kid he can give you 100% on the field, man, but when he leaves, it's a different story. And so that's why I'm real big on like interaction outside of the field. Like I'm real big on that. And so some of the signs of, what is he doing with himself? You know what I'm saying? Like what do he do outside of football? Like what do you do outside? Like don't let this be the main. It can be the main thing, but what else are you doing outside of this? Like, are you doing something else to kind of make that's for you? Football is good, but do you do other things? You know what I'm saying? Like, we always hear that thing, like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. We always hear that. We've always heard it. But it's not about the eggs in the basket, but it's also about what are you doing something else outside of this to kind of, separate yourself from this for a little bit. Because it's good. Like, you shouldn't just be constantly all football. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you have a hobby? Do you like rapping? Do you like drawing? Mm-hmm. Do you like playing basketball on the side? Like, what are you into school? Like, you like drum, you know what I'm saying? Like little stuff like that. My thing was I played ball and I played drums in my church. So when I left football, I go play drums, whatever. That was fun. I love doing that. And then just family. Like I was real big about like spending time with my family. Like I was real big on that. That's to go back to earlier, like that's one of the things that kind of get me riled up. I'm cool, but don't mess with my family. You can do what you want to do with me and talk about me, but
that's gonna ruffle your family.
Leave my family out of this, man. They don't have anything to do with that. That's when you'll see a different person. But man, noticing those things, man, being able to have a relationship develop with them and ask them, like, just like I said, ask them questions, man. Like this is football. It's football, but there's more than life than just this game right here. And I love when kids play multiple sports. I love it. Most coaches want to say that, but I'm gonna go out here and say it. But when it comes to a kid in one sport, like I think about the body. I know in Texas they make you have to choose two.
Okay, that's cool.
You have to choose two. You know what I'm saying? You can play one, but you just can't play because there's too many kids to choose from to be like, okay, I'm gonna wait on you till you get back here.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
I got a rider,
but I would love the fact that y'all got that many kids though.
Oh my God, dude! My high school has 3 middle schools that feed into it.
Man.
So you got it's 3 middle schools that feed into that.
How many kids on your roster? Like in totality?
Through the whole school, I think it's like 3,700, and we're like one of the smallest schools.
Wow.
3,700 the whole school. Before it's a roster like on a varsity roster because it's varsity and it's JV, and we have 2 freshman teams.
Wow.
2 freshman teams. So you
that
got
speaks volume. They got 4 teams.
Yeah. So the varsity roster is 45, and we're the second largest. Yeah, I think that we're the second largest school. Maybe the third. It's tip for tat, but yeah, that's pretty much. Those rosters are pretty heavy, man. We have kids transferring. Like that's real big. Like that's real big. You have a kid come out of nowhere, just done transferred in. Like we never. I think my first experience of that was my first year there, and I had no idea. You always read about it, you always see it, but you never really just see it. So I was at the middle school, and so these 8th graders, they enroll at this middle school in January. So they can enroll at the high school their freshman year to play ball and be eligible, et cetera, et cetera. Because, you want to make sure everything's locked in, eligibility purposes. And so, man, I seen like 15 kids, 20 kids, man, enrolling at a time. Just that one day.
Yeah.
Just to get over to the high school we feed in. It's crazy, man.
That's unheard of.
It's crazy.
That's unheard of.
It's crazy.
Closest thing we got to something like that is like a Boonville.
Yeah.
So
I saw that, man. That was definitely an eye opener to me. Like, man, this is real.
Yeah,
but yeah. So
that's cool, man. So, how do you, as a football coach, how do you teach like intensity, but at the same time you don't damage their mental?
Man, it's one word, and it's effort.
Mm-hmm.
If you can give me effort, I promise you I'm okay with it. But I can't sit here and watch you do this thing, because I tell my kids, like, it's kids that want to do this, but they can't, because of disability purposes. They can't do this. They can't run. They can't walk. They can't throw. Like, and God's giving you the activity of your limbs to make this happen. And you just want to do it. So if anything, give me effort, and then with the effort, the intensity will come. And I don't want to push you to that state to where it's hurting you. Like, if you can't give me 100, I understand that, but you also got to know too how to push through certain things too, because adversity is going to come. So you have to know how to get through that at a certain moment, man. And that's also comes with, mentally too, preparing yourself, and like having that, like I said, it goes back to parents and it goes back to coaching, man. Speaking things to your kids, making sure they're hearing the right words, man. Continue to encourage them. I'm a competitive person. And so I have 3 daughters. It's me just kind of having to separate myself from that and continue encouraging them. So I don't want to, like I said, it's one word too, and it's just effort. Making sure they give me all the effort they got, man. If you can't do it, let me know. I tell a kid every day, okay, if you can't go, let me know.
Yeah.
I get somebody that can. And it's not a negative. I promise you, when I say it, it's sincere. And I let them know that, like, and I had a coach one time, man. Rico McDonald always said this one thing that always stuck to me. Don't take coaching personal. Don't take coaching personal. A lot of kids get into that thing to where they just feel like you picking on me. Man, I promise
I'm doing my job.
I'm doing my job.
And I'm making the best decision for the whole roster.
The best decision, and it's genuine, man. I have nothing against you. When I make the decision, hey, I need you just to, to be that person, to be receptive to it. I know that's kind of hard being at a young age, but just, it won't always be a yes. You know what I'm saying? So when I tell them, like, hey, man, if you can't do it, I got somebody, you give me 2 plays, you need to get back in, I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? But if you can't do it, I'm not going to force you to do it. But you also have to know on how to overcome adversity when it comes.
Right.
You're going to have to know that too.
You're getting a whole lot of ism.
Yeah.
Whole lot of.
And so, as far as how you deal with their mental, has that always been it, or like, is this something you've adjusted into over the years?
Definitely adjusted over years, man. Definitely adjusted. And it's also coming around me just kind of being around other coaches too. and how they handle certain situations. You know what I'm saying? I've been around coaches that, they, rage bait. They'll get going, man.
Yeah.
They just be showing,
Yeah.
you got those coaches real soft-spoken. I don't want to say soft-spoken, but when they give detail and they coach, that helps a kid a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, just don't yell just to hear yourself yell when you're coaching. If you're going to yell, man, be
Yo,
yelling
bro,
about
I kid you
something.
not, Tony. I came into the gym one time, and I've never seen this before. I came to the gym, and it was a coach and had a whole microphone with the system on in the gym, like conducting practice with this microphone. You telling the drills, but then when you get ready to yell, you're yelling into it. And, you go
No.
the drill, and you got this whole. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what are you doing? What is this, a concert?
That's too much.
Does it take?
Yeah, that's too
Yeah,
much.
man. I was like, what is this, a concert?
Does it take that? Like, I don't think it do.
No.
I don't think it do, man. You
Yeah.
can be real. You can give instruction without doing that. Like,
Yeah.
some kids can't take yelling. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
they can't hear like that. They can't receive it. Like, they have to
Yeah.
receive it where you go, okay, break it down to them. You know what I'm saying? Then you have the ones that show me. They have to,
That I've
show
been like,
'em.
yeah,
You see what I'm
like,
saying?
get out here. And
Like-
so, how do you feel like coaches can create like a healthier culture for their athletes when it comes to football?
And this has always been something I've been ready for. This question. If I was ever a head coach,
Mhm.
if I was ever a head coach, I would encourage, and some coaches probably doing it already, I would encourage my position coaches to do once a week check-ins, if not two, with their position guys. Check in on them. And I mean, like, when I say check in, I don't mean text them. You know what I'm saying? How you doing this today? Or this and that. Or you could break it down into days. Like, I got this kid today. I got these two kids today. Check in on them, man. See how they doing mentally. You know what I'm saying? See, if you want, go spend a day with them. Have lunch with them. If you get the permission for it or whatever.
Right.
If they're by the parents' consent
Right.
and that. But definitely check in on them, man. Don't let it be about ball all the time. Don't let it be about ball all the time, because then you don't really know how sincere or how genuine this conversation is
Right.
if we continue to talk about ball over and over and over again.
Talk more on a personal level.
Yeah,
on a
because I
personal
think that's
level,
one
man.
thing for me and Tay. We've said this openly. Like we had a professional relationship with our coaches when we played.
Yeah.
And that's not.
It's not good all the time.
And it's nothing against them either. But
and especially on the collegiate level, I know it's hard, especially where everything is tied into now into the NIL and the portal and everything. But man, like I'm a big LSU guy, so Corey Raymond that's the defensive back coach at LSU, and he always speaks on, when he go meets with a kid, and he's a DB coach, he asks him, okay, what other sports do you play? You know what I'm saying? Just so, is there versatility in there somewhere, or can I move you somewhere, or just having a conversation with him, man? They kind of just check in on him and see how they channel certain things. If he's so locked in on football, like, I don't want him getting over here on this Power 5 school and he breaks down due to it's just overwhelming to him.
Yeah, that athlete burnout.
That
had too much.
We see it happen every day.
Yep.
So I would definitely take it there to check-ins. Like, if I was ever a head coach, I would mandate check-ins on your guys, and I want to hear about it. Tell me something about so-and-so. Tell me something about Tony. How's his grades looking? How's his family doing? Does he have any siblings? Where's he from? What environment did he come from? You know what I'm saying? I want to hear those things. Does he have a girlfriend? Like, this is crazy, but I know all my DBs, I knew who they was dating.
But that's the thing. If you have that relationship, if you have that relationship with your players, they're gonna tell you anyway.
They're gonna tell you
whether you wanted to know or not. Hey, coach, I'm talking to so and so and so.
Man, without even you asking them.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, oh man, what?
Yeah.
I said, what about so and so? Like,
Yeah.
what about her? I said, man, you gotta relax.
That's
Relax.
because, like, y'all actually built that personal relationship.
Yeah.
Like, you actually y'all took the time out to learn this kid so y'all could check for those mental health signs and stuff like that. So I commend
And, like,
y'all for
because,
that.
like, sometimes even with some of my girls, I'd be like, that's good. And I'm glad, yeah, but I don't know about him, baby.
Right.
I see that you excited about him or whatever.
Right.
But maybe not him.
You definitely have to take it there, man. You gotta check in on them. That's the biggest thing for me.
Yeah.
And I know sometimes as coaches we kind of get caught up in everything else. and we kind of lose sight of like checking on the kids. But you got to remember too, man, that's who's winning you games.
Yes.
So you want to make sure you check in on them.
Yeah.
You want to invest in them. I still got kids today that I coached back when they was in 7th graders, and they playing collegiate ball now. I still talk to them.
Yeah.
They still hit me up for happy birthday. Like,
Right.
you know, like
Yeah.
Jakai, Jathan, Ty Long, all those guys. That was my first group ever stepping into this thing. And I think they're like there. They may be juniors now in college or sophomores, but they still check in with Coach T.
Yeah.
And we just developed a relationship. So.
And then you discussed you have 3 daughters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Girl
Girl
dad.
dad.
Girl dad. Yeah, definitely girl dad. So how has being a girl dad changed your coaching philosophy?
Well, first off, man, the way my situation and how it went down, you know, my 2 older daughters losing their biological mother due to lupus, that was a big issue. That was a big turn for me. It caused me to grow up. But answering your question about that, well, my athletes and my kids, the standard is still the same, honestly. You know what I'm saying? It may be leveled down or toned down a bit because I have daughters, but the standard is still the same. Effort is everything. Consistency is everything. I need you to do your best when you're supposed to do it. I will hear you out. I will hear you. I will listen to you. You know what I'm saying? But I can't hear too many excuses. I don't, you can give me that all day. And it has been times where I failed at that with my daughters. You know, like my oldest daughter, Paris, she's an athlete. Big time. She plays it all. She does it all. And so I said something one time. She had asked me a question, and I messed up on this question so bad. Like, it bothered me for a while. She said, and she's so smart. She said, I was looking for a dad response instead of a coach's.
Ooh.
And that hurt me so bad, man.
Ooh.
And I was like, I told my wife
I
that.
was just gonna tell you, man, because that's the thing. And I think this is the thing that guys get messed up sometimes when it comes to women. Men are so strategic and logical and stuff, which is great. But if I'm coming at you with my feelings and my emotions right now, I'm not saying that in a few minutes we can't start looking for that solution or start talking about that solution, because I also understand this side of it. Don't come complaining all the time, and we're not trying to come to a solution. So I get that side too. But just in this moment, I'm not looking for the solution. I'm looking for you to be here for my feelings. Let's handle my feelings and get me to the point of logical with you.
Right.
And then let's talk logical. But right now I'm emotional.
Right.
So yeah.
And that was man, definitely an eye opener for me. And my players, man, like with my kids, I had to turn there's a switch that I turn on, you know what I'm saying? And that was definitely a challenge for me with my daughters and my kids, my athletes, like the only thing the standard, like I said, the standard it will always be the same. It was just the tone of it and when they need it and when they don't need it. And knowing when to take that, knowing what line to lay in when it comes with that certain situation, like just knowing when to lay it at the time. There's a time and a place for everything. Like I can't sit here and tell Paris when she comes off the court, when she comes off the track, you should have did this, and that. Man, she just wanted to hear, good job, baby girl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A dad response instead of a coach response. So like I said, that was challenging, but I'm still, you know what's funny? I'm still adjusting to that. Like I'm still having, how to make sure that's played out the right way. I pray about it every day, like make sure and I make the right choice, use the right words, the verbiage to, because man, my mom really didn't show too much emotion. You know what I'm saying? She just started telling me she loved me when I moved. Nothing against her, but it was just she dealing with a young black man having to raise him. So it was always be tough.
Yeah.
Man, so me showing that emotion, like I love you, giving you a hug, and you just showing that affection, that was new to me.
Yeah.
And so when I have my daughters, they need that. You know what I'm saying?
They gonna get that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure they know how to pick a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, so dealing with that, man, only crazy thing what kind of correlated over to that is like my daughter was dating my safety. Okay, we go to 2 different schools. So I'm at one school, the rival school, she at the other school. So I noticed the kid, his energy started to change a little bit. Like it went from like when I get on to him, yes sir, boom, boom, boom. And it went from boom, boom, boom to like, I don't want to get anymore. Like, man, what's going on? I had no idea until like one of the kids told me, hey, so-and-so dating Paris. Oh, it makes sense then.
Yeah.
But so man, that was definitely something that I had to adjust to too. But I had to let him know like, hey, I know what's going on. You're not getting. I said when we leave this field, I'm still like you date my daughter or whatever, but we can separate that. Don't ever feel like you can't play to your full ability because you date my daughter. You just got so much pressure on you. I
Right.
don't ever think that, man. I
Yeah.
said, hey, just take care, treat us. I know you're a good
Yeah.
kid. Just do what you're supposed to do. Keep doing what you do,
Mhm.
and everything will be all right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that was it, but that was definitely wild.
Give you flowers for that, because
Yeah.
I'm glad I got a little boy.
So do you feel like with you having girls, it helped you learn how to like kind of talk to them better?
Definitely, man.
Yeah.
Definitely how to tone it down a little bit. Definitely how to, go down to their level in the moment. That
Mhm.
moment, know what they need at that moment. Even my daughter telling me that made me think like, okay, this kid may not want to hear as soon as he come off after the game what he could have worked
Mhm.
on. He may want to hear something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be so quick to point out the flaws.
And just a little deeper into that. So, what's the biggest lesson as far as being a girl dad that you feel like you've been taught as far as masculinity and leadership?
That's a good question. Man, that's a real good question. I think my thing is kind of just showing emotion when needed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to show that affection, that emotion, being able to that shows, I'm a man. I have 3 daughters, and me coaching 60 kids a day, over 60 kids a day, then coming home and having to
Mhm.
look at 3 daughters, just being able to hear them, listen to them, you know, I like this outfit. I like that
Mhm.
outfit. I'm hearing about New Balances and Asics and J's all day. To come home, I'm looking at a pair of Uggs and
Yeah.
halter tops and
Yeah.
everything. And
Yeah.
when can I get this tattoo? Wait a minute, like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
that. I think that's been my biggest thing from that is kind of being able to listen and hear at the moment. I want to listen. I
Mhm.
want to be able to, like, everybody can listen, but can you hear me? Do you hear are you taking into consideration what I'm really saying? Are you
Mhm.
just listening to me so you can hear it and give me a response just to kind of just move this question on by?
Mhm.
Like really hear and kind of get into detail and elaborate a little bit more about it. And so I think listening and really, infection and emotion is showing that with my daughters. That's been one of the things I've learned. And like I said, it's something I'm still dealing with. Definitely dealing with it still.
So I'm trying to see how to word this or how I said it. I feel like our generation, because you said listening and hearing, we always we're tone listeners.
Mm-hmm.
We don't never just listen to the message.
Yeah, we're listening to respond.
Yeah,
Right.
we listen to respond, and that's one thing I feel like I have grown in. Not always listening to the tone, but actually what you saying.
Right.
So like, is that how you perceive it, like with the girls and stuff now?
I have to, man.
Especially because they do get emotional, like we all do. We all do, but so have you separated that yet?
Yeah,
Okay.
and like I said, I'm still working on it, but I encourage my daughters, like, even if you feel like you can't talk to me about something,
Mhm.
go talk to my wife. Say, go talk to, you know what I'm saying? Like, speak it out. Like, say it. Don't hold that in. Don't hold it in. I know I talk about Paris all the time, but Jordan is one that's my second daughter. That's when she struggles with just want to just hold so much in, and then when it comes out, it comes out. And that's why I try to tell her, like, hey, so she's actually been getting really good about it now. She talks to, I guess, I don't know, man. You want to make sure your kid has that somebody they talk to.
Yeah.
She talks to my mom a good bit, and of course
Good.
my sister. She
Yeah.
reaches out to them, and every now and then when she gets in that mood, she'll come talk to daddy and let me know what's going on. Of course my wife too, but she was one that just, it bothered me sometimes that she felt like she couldn't say anything. She'll hold everything in. And so I stressed, I said, you got to talk. I said, talk to me. I said, I'm not a bad guy. And the thing is, too, what really got me, and I'm keep it short. This was last year. Okay, the way I was brought up, the way I was raised on, if I got to fight, I got to fight. You know what I'm saying? If I got to do this, I'm going to do whatever I need to do. It was pretty much like survival skills, so to speak.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
You know what I'm saying?
Figure
Figure
it
it out.
out.
And my daughters, I took them out of they don't live in the same environment I lived in.
Right.
We in the bird with sidewalks, the whole nine.
You
like,
know what I'm
it's
saying?
totally
And that's
Hey,
good.
yeah, it's
nice.
good.
Let me tell you, nice,
Yeah.
man.
It's good, but I wanted to I was trying to instill in them what I got.
Yeah, but you gotta understand their point of view, their point of reference. They ain't have to do what you did.
They didn't have
We don't gotta
to.
do that.
They
Why do we
don't-
gotta do that, Daddy?
Exactly.
What? Look at where we at.
Exactly. And so that's what it took me. Man, I went and laid down one time. I had to go back and apologize to them. I said, look, y'all, I took y'all out of an environment that, that I didn't really want y'all to get into certain things. And I have to accept that. Like, I'm trying to put that into y'all again, and y'all don't deserve that.
Yeah.
I said, I just want y'all, y'all in a good place, a good area.
Yeah.
And I want you to be, live, I have to realize that you're not being raised like
Yeah.
Daddy was being raised.
Yeah. As off topic as it is, though, I do want to ask, like, do you feel like that was like a trauma in you that you were kind of putting on them? Like, because those things that were instilled in you, you needed to survive. So you feel like they needed those too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was definitely it. And like I said, that was, like you said, that was definitely trauma, man. And I had to learn how to kind of just, man, like, I'm still learning a lot of stuff to this day.
Yeah.
And I'm open to learning. Like, I'm open to constructive criticism. I'm open to that. At first, I didn't used to be like that, but I am now. And so my daughter's like, I want to make sure, like, I carried a chip on my shoulder. But then I wasn't always the strongest. I wasn't always the fastest. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't. It's just at this point. And so a lot of that chip that I carried on my shoulder, I try to push that chip on my kids.
Yeah.
And that was not it. Like, I can't sit here and tell them, you got to go about doing it this, and this, and that way. Because that's how I was, I did that to survive.
When we get out, we got to learn. It's not teaching them to have a chip. It's just teaching them to be competitive.
And how to control like what they can control. Control what you can control, man. Everything will work out on its own, man.
And so, as far as those experiences that we've been talking about, as far as your life and stuff, so we mentioned in the beginning that you have Coach T Athletics. What inspired that?
Oh, man, crazy. Taking Coach T Athletics come from something I've always been doing. Crazy thing. Like, we'd be out there in the yard, and I have a kid. I had Tatum out there doing drills, et cetera, man. But what really did it was COVID had hit. COVID hit at the time, and I had two guys, man. They was looking to go play ball again. They were still in collegiate. They needed some work. So I continued to train, and a lot of people go to school to do this stuff. I did too. I got my degree in kinesiology or whatever. But when I put the cones down, stopped hitting. And I knew right then, like, hey, I love doing this. So Coach T came from COVID, man. I had my guys. A lot of kids couldn't do anything due to COVID. We was on shutdown. So they couldn't do anything. So, man, like, I started training kids. I just started working with them. And then it kind of progressed and the ball began to roll. It really turned into something I actually didn't know it was going to turn into, honestly. Like, I'm looking at just like, just train a couple kids. And so I put this video up, man, of me training a couple guys, cousins, of course. And, man, it just blew up. It went from, like, over 1,000, 2,000 views and people reaching out to me, contacting me, because nobody really just knew. Like, I had people come to me like, man, what is this? Like, you training? Like, I've been doing this. The bar really began to roll when I had, like, professional athletes. I had, of course, Marcus Green, Delvin Zen, man, those kind of guys hit me up. I was working out with them. And then, like, I had guys that, that was on the Division I level that came in, guys at Southern right now. And that began. I had calls and stuff coming in. Like, I actually went down. They didn't want me to record it. And that's so much content that I wish I would have had.
Yeah.
As when I had, like, I think DeMarcus Lodge at Ole Miss, he's a receiver. Him and Marcus had supposed to be going. We went down there, man, and we were supposed to be doing our thing. And, of course, they didn't want to do nothing with the video. So I understood that. But man, I can.
Man.
I had guys. So Coach T Athletics, man, that was one of those things. We always talk about stepping out on faith.
Yeah.
And that's definitely what it was. Was I scared? I was. I was scared to take that step, but it became so natural to me. You know what I'm saying? I still love it. I still. I mean, it's not. I can't do it here. And I feel like it was one of those things that Mississippi needed too.
Yeah.
For agility work, speed work, and of course, a lot of people didn't agree with it, man. I had a few guys that, they was second guessing what I was doing. Of course, that comes with it. That comes with the territory. There will be guys on the backside of things on the other side critiquing what you do.
Yeah. What this drill for?
I had that. I even, at one point I had trained a basketball player, and of course that went crazy. But, every athlete needs to know how to do agility work. I'm assuming I would hope so anyway. So Like, yeah, have I ever just took that foundation of basketball? No, but all if you're an athlete, the foundation is the same. Nothing changes.
Yeah,
You
like
still got
we
better
do
move.
ladders like
Yeah.
football, and that's if you want to quote it primarily. That's like a
Yeah.
football
Like
thing. We
nothing
doing these ladders.
changes.
You finna work on
Yeah.
your footwork. Yeah.
Exactly. And so I try to, but like I said, I kept moving with it, man. I noticed that, hey, that's gonna come with it.
Mhm.
When you're doing something that's different and it's making a change, you will have the naysayers.
Mhm.
And that just comes with the territory.
Yeah.
It's all about how you handle it.
Yeah.
If you can handle it the right way, move on from it, man. If you can't, then it may not be best for you. So
And so with Coach T Athletics, like physically and mentally, what do you focus on with your athletes?
Oh, see, a lot of times, okay, so when me first starting to go into this thing, I was just trying to get a lot of kids together
Mhm.
and just work on the foundational stuff. That was like the younger group. But the more I got into it, I had the older guys reaching out to me.
Mhm.
And so that made me channel in on like, okay, I can't have receivers and DBs on the same day unless it's like a competition day.
Mhm.
I have them in, but I had to separate them. Okay, I got my DBs coming on this day, Mondays and Wednesdays, and receivers coming on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I had to kind of focus in on key points on certain movements they want to work on. Not what they want to work on, but before I train any athlete, I go watch film on them. He can be quicker than this. He can be faster. He can get off the line here and there. Like, so I did that. Hips too tight. All right, I can fix that. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I always did like certain stretches at the end of my workouts. But I try to channel in on like position needed, really. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to put a whole bunch of cones out there and just go tell you to run all around this and that. Like, that's not me. I know we got that one viral film one film that went viral when it was here. People don't know, man, but they laughed at that video, but it was really, it kind of went into what he was doing. Like, it's really a hip mobility, flexors and everything, and he just exaggerated the exercise. That's the only thing. It wasn't a bad video to me. I mean, if you a trainer, you got people out there that's gonna hate regardless. But a lot of people, I think what the kicker was from that was like, you got trainers that's really out here just doing this thing, and then you got ones that just want to put the camera up and just do stuff. And so my family is my biggest fans. They're also my biggest critics. And that's what I want. I got a cousin in Phoenix, man, LJ. And like, he's like one that really keys on everything that I do. He asked me. I got guys that, like, okay, now what was the tennis balls for? Hey, man, it's the high-end coordination for the receivers. You have to be able to, react quickly, move, and still be able to catch a ball. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to do those things, nosing the ball, focusing on those key points, DBs, on when to breathe. Like, a lot of coaches don't really tell their kids, their DBs, hey, when the ball's in the air, control your breathing. Because a lot of times, but nobody says the ball is in the air, we're just getting overhyped, and you can't misjump the ball. You could jump too early or jump too late.
Be super tense.
Be intense. And so, like, I try to key in on things like that, focus on that, man. And like I said, like, I'll put a video, before I post any video or any content, or like, I will send it to this certain individual that I know that's going to really critique it.
Yeah. I'm glad you got that in your life. So with Coach T Athletics, like, long term, now that it's grown to what it's grown to, what do you see it becoming?
Man, all honesty, it's been hard here lately because I'm having to separate coaching and training, because there's a certain URL rule in Texas. It's like a thing, pretty much. It's like a conflict of interest type of deal, to where you can't coach, you can't train the kids, et cetera, et cetera. So, man, honestly, y'all, I've been on the line about where to go next. It's definitely it's been challenging. I've been praying about it on where to go with, CTA and coaching and the whole nine, because I love them both, but apparently something has to go. And so a lot of people don't know that,
Yeah.
And that's been a struggle. And I'm not handling like I should, really. Like, I should be really just focusing on and handling, like, okay, what's next? But instead, I'm just kind of going day by day right now, which is, I'll put it in our guys' hands. You're going to make it way. I feel like that. I'm not going to stress too much about it and see what happens. I do know that I enjoy training more because I can still interact with the kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, interaction, I can still, give them that ear. Because coaching is really scheme. Coaching is a scheme. Every now and then, you a technique could be in, that's for the position coaches. But coaching is really scheme, X's and O's. Whereas training is more so you can't on that. You sharpening those tools those kids already have. So that's definitely there's definitely a difference between a coach and a trainer. And so when you can get a coach that has both of them, you're doing something there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I hope to answer your question, man. The market where I'm at is so many trainers, but anybody can do what they want to do. I'm hoping to grow, continue to grow, but I think it's really on me and the decision that I make.
Okay.
So, like I said, I'll be praying in that area. Hopefully I make the right decision on where to take it next and go from there.
So we talked about coaches, but as far as parents, what's something they kind of need to know about that mental side for your players?
The parents, man, the parents, not only discussing the game, channeling in on what's really going. I will recommend this. I will recommend any parent that has questions about their kid and their sport. And I can't go watch the kid. Just go watch one practice. Just watch one practice. See how see how he acts, and see how he competes, and see how he does this. A lot of times, parents are questioning on their kids' playing time. And so now it's designed to where now, like, they had this when I was in school, but now all coaches, like, they record practices now. They record all the practices. So if a parent came to me like, hey, I want to see this, hey, you have access. So we give our kids access to their huddle film. Practice, games, they have access to all the huddle.
Good.
So if parents want it, we'll give it to them. You want to see the huddle film? Here you go. You see what he's doing on this, you see how everything's going, how he's into a mental thing, like, how is he overcoming when something doesn't go his way? You know what I'm saying? How is he gonna the next play, so to speak? Like, how is he gonna bounce back from what just happened? And so you want to make sure, like, you asking the kid and just kind of checking in on them. And not only just, man, okay, if you did this and that could probably work out better. Or you may see the kid and like, okay, I need to work on this with him a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? His back pedal's not as smooth. His hips are still a little too tight. So tonight we're gonna do some stretches in the hips. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can see those little things, man. You at them, like, I watch Paris, when she run and they do track practice. I go to the track practice, I watch. I'm like, okay, that first hurdle is looking too tight around the hips. Okay, so maybe we need to go do more stretches around the hips. You know what I'm saying? I won't tell her that, but
But you mentally,
I hit it like, okay, we need to do this. Spend a little bit more time on stretching, like little stuff like that. So, like, to do that, the mental thing. I would encourage parents to, man, don't just take, one practice. Just they kind of see what's really going on. Because the first thing a parent gonna say, you bullying my kid. You bullying my kid. What don't bully your kid for? What do I get for bullying him? You know what I'm saying? But they don't all see that, and what y'all understand, like, parents to say something about a coach, and I'm like, hey, we don't do that. My kid, they mention a coach. Well, she did this. I said, well, what was y'all doing? Well, there you go then. That's why she did it. I said, don't ever be that athlete that's always complaining. Because that tells me you're not coachable. And you want to be coachable. You have to be able to take being coached. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
And so when it comes to your players struggling with the pressures or struggling with confidence, what do you have for them?
Man, continue to encourage them, man. If it's a bad player, if it's a good player, and especially when I know their parents are pretty hard on them, I'm like, hey, dude, you can do this. I've seen you do it. You can do this. Continue to encourage them, man. When they come off the field, like, man, I'm real, like, you can say I'm like a coach's, what's the term?
Player coach.
Players coach, because I use some of their terminology. They come off the thing, like they come off the field. Well, where you locked him up, clamps, or I do the strap, seatbelt, and like, I get into it with them. They even if on their series they had to play a tackle they missed, I still continue to encourage them. Continue to import into them, man. Believe, like I said, I'm a big advocate for manifestation. I believe in really speaking things, and just hearing myself say, the kids need to hear. These are still kids that we are coaching.
Yeah,
they're still growing. They're still having to develop. I'm still learning to this day. 34. I'm still learning. So they're still learning. So continue to encourage them, man. Let them know, hey, you're not going to have a good day every day. You know what I'm saying? But consistency is the key. Consistency is something that you will look up. Like, you just got to continue to keep chopping down a little bit at a time. You have to continue to do something. Work on it day to day. I don't care if it's 30 minutes to an hour. Just consistently do something. Work on yourself, man. critique yourself. You want to record yourself, look at yourself doing something. Encouragement, man. That's my biggest thing. Motivate them. Speak life into them. Like I said, you just have to. Because kids, like, the world that we live in now is big on social media. So kids are real. They looking at themselves and second guessing on how they look, how they do things.
Mhm.
Subconscious is not like, they see it all. Who has this? Who has that? And that can play a very role mentally with a kid. So you want to continue to instill in them, man, nothing but good things, man. Good things, you know what I'm saying? You see them in the hallway, shake them up, dap them up, this and this and this and that, and like little stuff like that. You just have to continue to encourage it, man. It's gonna be okay. Hey, football gonna be here tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, it's not the end all be all. I know you love it. I love it too. But hey, you are important. You know what I'm saying? This game, we need you here.
Yeah.
For this game, like, continue encouraging that, man. That's the biggest thing, man.
And so, Tony, you're gonna be the first one that we play a game with.
Uh-oh.
So you the first one. That's what we got. Finish the sentence. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, I got 2 of them for you. The first one is football should build players by.
Football players should. I'm gonna say accountability. Football players should build by showing accountability, showing how to overcome adversity, and showing consistency and discipline.
Yeah. And your last one is a real coach is someone who.
A real coach is someone who's versatile. I would say it's versatile, man. Being able to, sit in the room, sit at any table, sit with any kid, make sure you channel in on that kid at that time and that moment, being able to separate the two, being able to separate a coach and a dad and an uncle or a brother or an educator, being able to separate those two in that moment. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, a coach has different hats, play a lot of different roles. I also had one coach, man, and he really keyed in on, I can talk to him. I still talk to him, to this day. That's my guy, you know what I'm saying? And
you can give your coach a shout out if you want.
Man, Rico McDonald, man.
Yeah.
High school coach.
Yeah. We all about flowers, man.
Rico McDonald, one of the coaches, man. I was one of his first. He first came in and coaching. I was his first class, and so, man, I was able to, he was that guy. When I get yelled at, man, because my freshman year, I had to play a lot of different roles, and I had to play early, and that was a lot mentally coming in, man. Like,
yeah,
I'm playing 2 positions on offense and playing 2 on defense, and my head coach, he thought, like, oh, he can do it because he can do it. You know what I'm saying? He's an athlete. Yeah. But Rico saw what it was doing to me.
Yeah.
He saw, like, man, it wasn't fun to me anymore. It wasn't fun. So, man, he was someone that, he'll critique me when it's like, he know what I need at the time. I'm a freshman. Like, I was the only one. Keep in mind, I was the only, not bragging or boasting anything, but at that time, I was the only freshman on varsity that only played on Friday nights.
And your head coach kind of just thought he's this talented kid, athletic kid, and he'll just naturally be able to get out here and contribute and transition.
And Rico saw what it was doing to me. So, every time I come off the field, like, it wasn't fun to me no more. Like, man, at the time I quit. Nobody don't know this, but I quit. I quit. It was only for like a day though. But I quit because it wasn't fun anymore, man. And Rico, he said, I talked to him, we're going to try to get you. He said, you got a lot going right now. He said, just do what you can do. He said, make sure, this is still fun to you. Or if I come off the field, he'll be like, man, why you didn't do this and that? And before, a kid's first response, they want to kind of give an excuse on why they didn't do this.
Right.
And they're like, Rico, fix it. And that's it. Sometimes that's all I need to hear. Okay, just fix it. I don't want to hear anything, just fix it. And so, man, like, I took a lot of nuggets from him. I took a lot of nuggets from Coach Davis at Ripley too, man. He was another one. Coach Matt McCurry, he was the head coach at the time, man. And a lot of I took some stuff from some young coaches, man.
Yeah.
I took some stuff from I don't mind hearing.
For sure.
Oh, and to really answer that a coach needs to be able to be always open to learn.
Yeah.
No matter who it's from, no matter when it's from or where it's from, always open to learn. It don't have to be your sport particularly. You may learn something outside of your sport. You have to be, if anytime you feel like you just know it all, you done growing.
Yeah.
As a coach. So just be open to learn, man.
For sure.
Pretty much it. Be a sponge.
And so, again, this is your opportunity. So we said we're gonna start trying to do it here at the end, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So now that you done warmed up, got comfy, this is your opportunity, Coach Tony Black, to talk your talk right here. And when we say you can give your flowers, you can give shout outs, you can elaborate on CTA, you can do anything, say anything. We've had people even call out folks on video games. So this is your moment right
to
here to
talk
talk
your
your
talk.
Let me
talk.
sit up for this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sit up.
There you go.
There you go.
There
Man, let
you
me
go.
sit
You
up,
sit
man.
talk your talk.
First off, like in all honesty, I know I'm not here anymore, but I'm proud to be where I'm from. Like the city of Ripley, the state of Mississippi, I'm proud to be where I'm from. I may not be, but like this state and this city made me who I am. I promise you, people can say what they want to say about it, but I love where I'm from. I love when I come home for the holidays. I love kicking it with family. The whole nine. I'm a country boy. You know what I'm saying? I grew up walking down the street barefoot, playing football, this, et cetera, et cetera. I'm proud to be where I'm from, man. I'm proud of my family. I shout out to my family, man, for always, instilling in me, man, just continue praying over me. I had a praying mom, a praying grandma, man. They continue, like, my grandma was real. She a cold-hearted lady, but, hey, she means well. Like, she'll tell me, man, like, Tony, you going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Little stuff like that. And it was like motivation in me to prove her wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And my sister, everyone know once my two girls, their biological mom died, man, that was a pivot for me as a man, as a boy, because I went from doing my own thing at 20-something years old. So like, hey, I got to man up right now. I got 2 kids. So my family stepping up the way they did, man, I will always, always give them their flowers, always, for them stepping in and just, helping me with my family and in that situation when it happened. And then, man, first, and, my boys, I got a crew that I talk to a day-to-day basis. We talk on a mental level. We talk on a family level, and, man, it's my little group chat called The Temptations. I love them boys, man. And then first, my wife, I give her flowers, man. She found a broken man that was broken mentally, man. It was broken just like all the way around. Didn't know who to trust at the time. Didn't know who to lean on. And, man, she accepted me with open arms, man. She met me. I'm still talking about going to the NFL. She encouraged me to go get my my bachelor's, then my master's. Like, she was so supportive about the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's like, won't you get back in school too while that's going on?
Yeah.
You have something to do and this and that. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I can do that. So I went back in Blue Mountain and enrolled in there, man, and finished out. But her, man, stepping in the way she did, and I'm telling you, man, she's I'm not a difficult person to be around. Well, I don't know, probably. I'm going to be me. I'm not going to change no matter who I'm around. I'm not going to change the way I talk, the way I walk, the whole nine. And she took me for what I was. You know what I'm saying? She took me just like, my past. You just kind of been out here just doing stuff. Business doing. She took that, and, man, and she molds me, man. She continued to mold me into a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I listen. She hears me out. She try to show me she ensures that I vent. Let it out. This and that, and she listens. Like, she really listens to me. Like, she really does. And so, man, I give it to her, man. Like I said, again, thank you two for both, giving me the opportunity to come here
Thank you.
and just chop it up with you guys.
Yeah,
like,
man.
really.
Appreciate you.
Man, we really do appreciate
Around
you
the
coming
time
on,
this
bro.
is being recorded, y'all see a little later. Thanksgiving week.
Yeah,
Stop by,
man.
so-
Happy belated
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
happy belated Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
We
for sure.
appreciate you.
Yes.
Yeah. So, again, man, we thank you for coming on, because if there are mental struggles and things like that when it comes to football that are not talked about,
Mhm.
and we just felt like you could really give a good insight on that, man. You really did.
Hope I did, man. Hope I
You
did.
You really
did.
did, man.
Whole bunch of isms.
Whole bunch of
Whole
isms.
bunch of isms.
Still learning, man. It's a
Mhm.
learning curve. Still learning.
Yeah, so again, this is that podcast, Hoops and Headspace, where we connect mental health to those sports. And I'm your host, Jada Rich.
I'm your co-host, Tay.
We had our guy,
Maybe.
and we out this thing right here.
We out.
For sure.